Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the four-digit World Cup. Here we are with our second little early morning to late night Friday match for some of these teams. This time it's going to be Indonesia versus Thailand. Indo coming off of some very strong performances, unfortunately running into the wall that is the United States, and Thailand looking to stay afloat in this losers bracket against the round of 32 top performer. I am hubbawubba, and joined with me on commentary is Flo. How are you feeling about the matchup?
Yeah, this could be a quite a good matchup here. It's both these teams are not very highly seeded. Indonesia will seed 17, Thailand will seed 22, so they're very close together. This could be a super close match. We have seen Indonesia in the first week on a run of 32 having some incredible performance. Unfortunately, not being able to get the strongest performance as they had from the 32 in round 16. So it's a bit dangerous for them. They have, of course, some very strong players. The noob guy, Fuma, both of these players having strong performance rosters overall. But Thailand is certainly a force to be reckoned with, especially on that higher star rating. This is not a round of 32. This is not this low star rating. Chess has big carry performance potential. And it really depends on how well Chess is going to perform and how much he is going to carry. Because if Chess falls apart, if he has a bad die, this could be a bit dangerous here.
Yeah, I feel like Chess, top performer by Thailand, far and away. The differential there being 80 people between Chess's number 15 performance versus the second best Thailand performer in placement of all performance scores for the round of 16 in comparison to Indonesia, which was a little bit more spread out, Salt and Honey being that top dog for their team, being a little bit more of an all-rounder for the team. But unfortunately, that wall that was the United States hopefully won't break their mental too bad. Indo could be a strong force to be reckoned with in this tournament if they can get past this initial hurdle of Thailand.
Absolutely, Indo has shown that they can do it. Unfortunately, just were not able to show their strength here in the last week. Still, there is now the redemption arc. They have one or maybe even two matches to play this weekend, and here already on Friday, trying to get through the first one. Something you did mention, Salt and Honey, very well performed. Did not show up that much in the qualifiers or really throughout the rounds. Has shown their strength, and that's a good thing for them. That sounds like big improvement and potentially more of an edge here over Thailand.
Yeah, as these picks become a little bit more well-versed, as the pool expands to these higher heights, the potential for certain maps and certain skill sets will prevail. Of course, Salt and Honey preferring the more unconventional Hard Rock and Hidden maps. So something like this week's Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 3, Hidden 3 trio going to be quite solid for a player like that. But on the other side, you have Chests, who's in a very similar boat, prefers the weirder maps. It's going to be some gimmick head-to-heads in this match that'll be quite exciting to watch.
Yeah, it's quite interesting on what the bans are gonna be. I think both these teams have some picks that are both very well versed, and I think in Thailand might be rather going for maybe a hidden maps ban. Indonesia has had some very strong hidden score recently. Thailand, of course, not bad in hidden either, but I think Indonesia just has too much of an edge over them here. For the side of Thailand. For the side of Indonesia, I'm not sure what they would ban exactly. Maybe something like the Noma 2, maybe some kind of easier map. It's hard to guess here, really.
Yeah, especially for these pick and ban orders. Just opting for that first ban because the ABBA says they must have a specific weakness that has been well scouted, and I would imagine that's going to be the speed if you're Thailand. Indo being one of those top performances in Thailand, banning out the Nomad 5 last week seems to be a consistent trend for this AIM preferential team.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Nomad 5 being so difficult. Like it's such a fun map, honestly. The start is just pure like finger control, more stamina than finger control. Mid, it gets a lot more mechanically frame control-ish, and towards the end, it's essentially the beginning again. And yeah, if you don't have the stamina, you completely fall apart in this map. So it could be certainly a ban here if they're not confident on that stamina.
Yeah, especially with those being the longer maps. There's about 4 like pure speed adjacent maps in this pool, like tapping maps. And that's going to be Nomad 5, DT2, DT3, and DT4 to an extent. If you're having a tapping weakness and you're worried about the other team on that type of stamina pick, you're probably going to be banning out the Nomad 5 DT2 combo. DT3 more about the 270 burst speed, and DT4 more about finger control and some of those flow ult patterns that are in that map at that lower BPM, around 217 for that one.
Yeah, well, a pool this huge gives your team so much more potential to abuse the other team on your own skill sets here. Of course, we've grown here from the last week. Last week we only had 5 nomads, we had 2 hiddens, we had 2 hard rocks, we had 3 DTs. So we added a total of 5 maps to the pool here. First ban here, the DT1. That's an interesting one. I would not expect a DT1 ban here from the Thai side. I would have rather expected other maps. But they must not feel very confident, or they might be too scared from Indonesia on this DT1 here.
Yeah, that's a surprising poll, all things considered. Thailand placed number 10 with a double FC and a choke from Ars 3 on that map last week. DT1, one of the more popular maps of that weekend. And meanwhile, Indonesia placed 20th. With a 400k score deficit between the two teams. So perhaps it's a issue with this specific map. Perhaps it's a skill cap issue as these SRs get a little bit higher, feeling less confident on maps like that. But if you are from Thailand, you're leaving this tapping open against a pretty hardy Indonesia on a lot of those skill sets. So seeming like they can square up on the day.
And we see here now from Fuma the Nomad 5, something you would have rather given here to Thailand. Both of these teams just don't seem to like DT and speed. DT2 and Nomad 5, both of them banned. That's interesting. I would not expect that.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit scared here from Chess, the carry potential, of course. Maybe all of them really struggle on that map and they're a little bit worried here from Chess. For that ban, there's the ban. I've been thinking the ban from Thailand might also be coming here from Chess. Maybe Chess is not very confident on that map and struggles here quite a bit. That might make sense. So they just ban out the map that can't be carried that much.
Yeah, very surprising. I mean, those maps. I feel like stamina. Everybody has like a wall with their stamina, and those maps incredibly similar. DT2 more about some of the flow elements, more longer streams as opposed to Nomad 5 stacks and finger controls and the onslaught of density that map brings. But overall, the tapping BPM and the length of those notes being quite similar in those maps. Just striking out both, feel like they can get some better looks on some more contested picks of tapping, the DT3 and DT4 as previously mentioned. But with that DT1 ban, that being more of a pure aim map this weekend, we could maybe see another aim ban out the side of Thailand. Something like Hidden 1 wouldn't be a terrible idea against this Indonesia team that's quite strong on the hiddens, with the side of Salt and Honey being at their core.
Yeah, just any moment we'll see the ban. It would be interesting if they did decide to ban either the DT3 or DT4. Just none of these teams not like wanting to play any tapping map. I don't know. I kind of see it. Despite like banning the DT1, it's still a high BPM aim map, and it's gonna be the harder one. This very difficult gimmicky map. It's almost like a really short tiebreaker. Does make sense. It's a map that many people probably don't enjoy playing.
Yeah, that's that map from Lollycore. Lollycore known for their hybrid maps of that skill set. And in the Hard Rock pool, especially going to be tricky when you have players in the fold like former co-commentator Blank Tap, who you will see in other matches, I'm sure, very strong on the Hard Rocks. as well as some other members of the Indo team. So leaving HR2 and HR3 open though. HR3, that tech gamble map, and HR2, this Hollow Wings kind of control-ish precision pick, still left for Indo to pick into.
Yes, and teams are taking their time here, not wanting to rush here, getting their rosters together.
Indo initially opting for that first pick option. Sees the writing on the wall. It's 2-1 bans in a row for the side of Thailand. If you're Indonesia, you're thinking, okay, maybe we should start picking into some of these ones. They still have a high BPM option in the hidden one and a awkward aim option in that free mod one. Lots of linear aim and obtuse angles in that one.
Yeah, the hidden one is an interesting one. It's I believe 120 BPM if I don't get it wrong. But it feels like 300. It seems like I just can't tap it.
It's going to be hidden too, though, hopping straight into the reading. Both of those reading maps being left open, the DNA and Mikazuki, for your accuracy and structure reading chops, respectively. This one being the structurally sound of the two. Going to be looking at a lot of these stack reading and hold sliders for your AR8 comfort, AR 7.8 comfort, just a little bit lower.
Yeah, but the 7.8 makes quite a difference. One might not think like, oh, 0.8 AR, not that much. It is that much, especially at this BPM, especially at the star rating. It is quite a difference. And we have Indonesia here in the past showing some very strong hidden 2 scores. And hidden scores overall just performing really well on these. But you cannot count out Chess on the side of Thailand. Has been performing so well on everything really and just carrying through. So if Chess cannot get a good holding, this might be very favored here for Indonesia. But if Chess has some gold run, this could get a bit dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, this is not the end-all be-all. Of course, last week's Hidden 2 was a little bit more tech-adjacent than this map. This map, being a similar SR but more structure reading based, leaves way for practice being available. And I would imagine Thailand, in preparation for such a match like this, Indonesia, such a top performer despite their seeding showing, well practiced on this map, I would imagine could be contested, especially with a reading roster like Minner and Soft Bunny, as we await that fourth player, who in previous matches was Rs3 and is going to continue to be the case as he enters the lobby.
Yes, Rs3 has always been the fill here for the hidden 2s. Not performing usually as well as the rest of the team. Generally, like the fourth player in the team is as the fill here. It's really gonna be a lot here on Soft Bunny, probably, I would say, who's doing an insanely good job here on the hiddens. For the side of Indonesia, we have some very good hidden players as well. Of course, Blanktab, really strong at the skill set. Rosemi Lovelock is gonna be in here, who's gonna be the main player, the main reading player, I feel like. But even Salt and Honey and Fall also have some very strong performances in this tournament already. So it's a bit. I think it's a very strong pick here, very early on. Map has some challenging patterns. It's a very pattern-heavy map, and very good to practice.
Yeah, and some of the trickiness is going to be in these repeat sliders, the stacking sliders, the structural stacks. It's going to be a first slider break for Fall and a early ACK advantage ever so slightly on the side of Thailand. The lows are lower on Chess, but overall going to be higher accuracy and combo, as Soft Bunny trades with Salt and Honey and Rosemi Lovelock. 1 FC remaining on the side of Indonesia, but plenty of time for recovery. 2 minutes of map remaining, first quarter down, minute 30 left, and Salt and Honey still finding these breaks.
Yeah, you just talked about the accuracy advantage on Thailand. Well, now the accuracy advantage is back to Indonesia, despite losing more accuracy, losing here more combos. We see some bigger problems here on the Thai side. Fuma does eventually break. Ace3 does trade it back. 1 FC on chest. Fall with the recovering combo on the side of Indonesia, but more recovering combos overall on the Indonesian, despite Chester seeing a score still going towards the side, especially on the back foot of this 99% accuracy from Fall, and Soft Bunny breaking once again.
Yeah, and unfortunately so. It was that initial stack pattern, the stack Florian pattern, seemed to be just very overtapped by the entire team of Thailand. As soon as one of those stack patterns comes up, they just end up getting a lot of early 100s and breaks. Minner following up with some semblance of recovery, but Fall has it scouted, and Fuma has enough recovery combo. It's a slight combo advantage for Thailand, but too little too late with how short of a map this is. The 250k score lead going to be staying firmly in place for Indonesia as they close out the map.
Yeah, I'm fawning for Fall. Incredible stuff here. 98.8% outperforming here everybody to such a big degree. At some point was like 60 combo behind Chess, but still had more score just on the back of this accuracy. Early slider break, unfortunately, not quite the FC, but close enough, honestly. Incredible stuff here, carrying his team here.
Yeah, and Minner though, still solid scores from Thailand. It's just that fourth man syndrome. Of course, these teams with slightly lower depth, they have very high highs, but you can only do so much in the face of that triple A rank when you got a double B.
Yeah, just not the supporting combos one would expect, especially from Soft Bunny. Soft Bunny has been performing extremely well on this type of maps. Fortunately, was just not able to get the footing in here, and yeah, maybe a bit of a lack of practice on this map. The pool did get a lot bigger. Surely the teams have done the homework, but once you get to this amount of maps, you might, have some maps that you practice a little bit less than others, especially the maps that you're not gonna pick here. This might, of course, have played a bit of a role here, but lost point is lost point. It was still a pick of Indonesia. I think Thailand kind of expected that, and now it's their pick, and we'll see how this one will go. Because I'm not really sure where this is gonna go. I think they might go for a safe free mod pick, but I don't know. They banned the hard rock. They banned a DT aim. They could still go for the DT3 or DT4, but I'm not sure if they're feeling that confident against Indonesia on this type of map.
Yeah, I don't think they play into the hard rock pool. I think they need to play it safe with some of these nomads. I think that Nomad 3... Maybe. I was thinking more Nomad 3. Chess, mainly known for his ult consistency as well.
It's kind of
it being
2.
A very accessible skill set, but still Nomad 2 being that first pick, hopping into the stream map. Selena with a good rush.
Nomad 3 on the side of Indonesia is also extremely strong. Just looking at the qualifier results, Indonesia performed a lot better here than Thailand on that Nomad 3 with the Fuma FC and some really strong combos here on the side of Indonesia. So I understand why they wouldn't pick. I would rather say that Indonesia might be even favored in a Nomad 3.
Yeah, this Nomad 2. Nomad 2 wasn't played last week, but Thailand getting number 10 once again. I feel like they've gotten a very consistent number 10 on a lot of maps,
yeah.
But very strong score from them was 2.5 million. This map a lot more straightforward than that one of last week, the Nomad 2 last week. Very wide CS, very much kind of stamina adjacent in its patterning, but this one way more straightforward. Maybe we're focused on the flow aim at this mid-range BPM of 185.
Yeah, I kind of hope Blank Tap plays this one. I don't. He might. The funny part about this map, so it starts very straightforward, as you said. Towards the middle, towards half of the map, there starts to be a bit of a techie part, to be a bit of a somewhat of a finger control techie part where you have to keep holding these bus sliders. And towards the end, we see the Ainane streams, the ones that Blank Tap loves. These really straightforward streams that don't like turn like slowly, but turn like in jumps directly. So very, very interesting kind of streams.
Yeah, those sharp angular streams originally started up from the LMT customs of old, and now brought into more standard mapping practices. Of course, your standard flow aim map's going to be the farm ones, but here I'm going for more of a tech stream approach with those cut angles as we hop into Thailand's first pick, looking to equalize the score.
Yes, so this map is really changing things up, and one might expect that players, especially towards the beginning, should be performing here a little bit better. It is a very normal stream map towards the beginning, but I think we're gonna see some big chain misses here towards the end at these like fast angle streams. This break here on the side of Indonesia, no answer. Never mind, there was an answer from Navalos. Both of these players trade to each other. Accuracy advantage slightly towards the side of Indonesia. Still, beginning of the map, a lot of density, a lot of time to come back here.
Yeah, it's these XL flow patterns that's striking out some of the players on Thailand. Navalis and PPKM having not so great of a time. Chess as well finding that break. It's matched by 2 players now, but there's 3 as well. It's only Blank Tap with the Soul FC, 99.5 still held, and he says he doesn't have stamina, but surely holding on to the flow here. And these longer streams, we'll have to see how long he holds on. As already there is a 250k lead broached by the Indonesians, looking for this break point.
And here we are getting to the techie part, the bus sliders. It's generally not that difficult, honestly, to hit them, but still under the pressure, you definitely don't want to have a part like that. And look at his accuracy, 99.72%. Holding here in full power, 500,000 point advantage almost here for the side of Indonesia. Blank Tap here of this god performance here. Entirety of Thailand just falling apart. Blank Tap, my beloved, what are you doing?
Still holding on to this FC, only a third of map remaining. These cut patterns, there's a slight recovery on PPKM, but the damage is far done. The combo on Salt and Honey neutralizing all those recoveries on the Thailand side. Too volatile of a map for them as Blank Tap. the shake coming out, but he doesn't need to shake. The damage already done. The map's already been won. This is just style points as this part. The XL streams almost cutting him out, almost shaking off on the spacing, but not going to be the case. The angles not going to be taking out the GOAT commentator. A couple more flow patterns to go. The final cut, and he closes out the FC with a 1 million score lead as Indonesia with the first break point.
Blank Tap. Insane performance. Oh, my eye was just on his screen here. Incredible stuff despite this pressure. He must be screaming right now. The Blank Tap I know would be going crazy right now. 99.68% accuracy. This might be the top score of the weekend. What a stylish score here. 1 million score advantage on the pick of Thailand. What a statement.
Yeah, feeling good about that one. Good morning indeed. You've got the people woken up with that one. Unfortunately for Thailand, just that early match nerves going to be taking out a few chain misses, taking out Thailand's consistency as Indonesia look to consolidate that break point now, going up 3-0 with a strong pick is their goal. And there's still plenty of options for them. Again, as previously mentioned, all those 1 slots are available for the taking if they want to go the aim route.
Absolutely. Damn, just gotta appreciate, honestly, this team score. Even if Blank Tap had not played and they had somebody else who had 100,000 score, they still would have won, by the way. So incredible performance here from the entire team from Indonesia. All of them were really showing up. We're gonna see now the break, the pick here from the Indonesia on that free mod too. Free mods, of course, usually better here for teams. So in team size 8, you usually have all the players for maps like this. You usually have the reading player, you have the precision player who can pick up these mods and the supporting players there as well. So always a bit risky in my opinion on these free mods, but truly they have done their homework. We've seen them do so well on that hidden 2. They have certainly practiced this map quite a lot. They are a team that prepares a lot here.
Yeah, this one far more focused on the low air mechanics over the low air structural reading. It's going to be interesting to see who our modded players are. Chests and classically takes the hidden hard rock whenever a free mod is presented in accordance to their previous scores. Sometimes rock and no mod if the consistency prevails, but in the case of free mod 2, this is a well-scouted pick. Thailand, one of the lower scores of the weekend, 1.5 million team score on the free mod 2 last week. So hopefully looking for some more consistency on this one. On another fairly short one, these free mod 2s have been under 2 minutes pretty consistently here, showing up once again.
Yes, absolutely. Just as you say, not long maps, and we like to see short maps. Players like to play short maps. No one likes long maps, surely. And see TZ Artifact in writing in the Among Us language, because I see 3 Among Us in there. Players getting ready now. Chess, of course, chess saying for every single map here. TZ Artifact, Aether Tree, Soft Bunny, it's the main squad here for the side of Thailand, really the strongest players. But on the side of Indonesia, we've seen all of these players perform so well already in this match. Fa is going to be a person to look out here for that hidden blank type, potentially playing hidden as well. Solid and Honey, that noob guy. I think one of them is going to play Nomad and one of them is going to play Hard Rock here. Yeah, I would be expecting that Hard Rock here from that noob guy, probably.
Yeah, making his debut into this match is that noob guy, as we look to see it's going to remain true. It's actually Chess still alternating his mod slots, going for Hidden this time around. TZ Artifacts on the HR. Soft Bunny double taking Hidden for that third mod on each side. Gonna be double Hard Rock versus double Hidden. We'll see where the comfort lies for these teams, as Soft Bunny finding that first break.
Yes, no answer yet from the side of Indonesia, and with Fall on that Nomad, I think that's almost a guarantee to see with how well he has performed already. TZ Artifact also once again breaking on the side of Thailand. No answers from Indonesia. Early start, but already quite a substantial advantage of 100,000 points and growing very quickly. Soft Bunny just not being able to get through here, just having a really bad day, it seems like, on that reading. All of the players on the side of... It's 3 SSs on the side of Indonesia! What is Thailand gonna do about that?
Yeah, that is a rough start. They are holding on to... Well, they were holding on to a double FC. Now it's just Chess, and now it's not Chess either, unfortunately. But there's still the double SS holds on for the side of Indonesia. Is already it's up 400k, and Indonesia is scouting a weakness and making good use of it early. Likely to pick Nomad 6 next after this pick. The reading maps well in their favor and very consistent for them. Normally the lower SR maps in a pool, making good use of that consistency is Indonesia, despite the AR difference. And Salt and Honey still holding on to this SS, and unfortunately I have cursed them.
Unfortunately, but still incredible stuff. Like, another 1 million score advantage. Indonesia having this insane run and round of 32. Next round, run of 16, I wasn't sure anymore. Are they gonna be able to pull through this higher star rating? But it seems like it was just a bit of a slip up against the United States, of course, the hardest team to play in the tournament. And oh my god, now they're coming back with a club beating it over Thailand's head, giving no chances at all. Essentially playing here 3v4 and still winning every single game. What is Thailand gonna do about that? They're not winning. They're not even close to winning any points here.
Yeah, it's always tricky when you have roster depth of this magnitude. Of course, a lot of players on Indonesia's side are people who can play into several mods, play into several ballparks. But for Thailand, that main person is going to be Chess, and for that depth to be so strong in the Indo side, having those backup options is so important in comparison to the singular strengths of a lot of members on that Thailand side. But looking to get their first point on the board, Thailand not going to be going down so easy. They still got a little bit of life left in this match if they were to prevail. And once these reading maps get out of the way, Indonesia is going to have to pick into a different ballpark.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's... We just talked about how big this pool is. Indonesia has still a lot of maps here left. Still 2 hidden maps. Still one Nomad 6, still the Nomad 4 as well, very strong Nomad 4 team. I don't think Indonesia is gonna be running out of picks anytime soon.
Yeah, plenty of options in this pool. Just depends on where their comforts lie. I do think this pool is so wide. I think maybe tech could be an opening for them. Just like picking more volatile maps, that big slider tech in the Nomad 4 could be good for them as a carry map for chests, as well as having potentially some solid backing support. But they are going for Nomad 3. Yeah, just like picking into these Nomads, picking into these more comfortable things is going to be the play for Thailand.
Yeah, this Nomad is a great map. It's I don't know, it's a kind of a mix of snap and flow, all the very difficult patterns, especially the square patterns, these very hard to read at times square patterns that are so quick and so fast, so easy to just miss on the entirety of them. And so yeah, very heavy old aim control-ish map. Super fun to play, super challenging, and I think this really is the area that Chess wants to be in, this type of map. We have seen Chess just struggling today to FC maps, so it's a bit dangerous currently. Chess, it seems like, just not getting these FCs that they need to get through. So it's really do or die here for the team. Chess has to pull through. Chess has to get these carry performance scores that they have gotten their team to the seat that they are at. And but against a team like Indonesia, who has been performing so well, so consistently strong throughout the last 3 maps here, I just don't see them winning this point.
With the world there's a way, Rs3 and Min are back in the lobby. Min with that very strong hidden 2 backing performance for Thailand, likely to continue performing. There's always a chance, it's just this roster depth that's always going to be so shaky, but Indonesia can always falter. We saw them falter just last weekend, granted against the strongest team in the tournament, but with a will there's a way. Thailand, it ain't over till it's over.
That are the most true words of all time. It really ain't over till it's over, and maybe I'm being proven wrong here. All teams here starting out good. Minor here on the lower accuracy towards the beginning, but this map is relentless. It never stops, no breaks at all. It keeps going non-stop. Lose concentration, lose your score. That is the idea of this map, and all of the players looking pretty good, looking pretty confident. Accuracy is pretty close together, slightly favored here for Indonesia, but this could change at any miss here, any misread. These doubles on top of each other into the next patterns, also super dangerous. Here we see the first squares, everybody hitting him.
Yeah, the structure reader of this map, very important as well. Miner on some recovery combo, tease artifacts with the first couple of breaks, but that's a massive triple break for Indonesia. Double FC still being held for Chess and Rs3. Chess holding on to 99% accuracy as well. Gonna be very solid for the team on this 2v1 combo lead. Trying to pull back this 20k difference is Thailand for the map, and this is looking a lot more close and comfortable in comparison to other maps. The higher BPM of this alt pick in comparison to your standard 140 BPM makes this so volatile, and that overaim from Chess right before the scoreline flickers right against the beast that is Majira McQueen. Rs3 has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, especially with the recovering combos here on the side of Indonesia. Score was so slowly going towards Thailand's side, and now with the break here from Chess, with the break here for the main carry, only 1 FC here on Azer3, it is going once again back to the side of Indonesia with these big recovery combos. It's not anymore all-on-one combo for Indonesia, yet on the side of Thailand, TZ Artifact breaking once more. It's only being held alive here for Azer3, but if the moment Azer3 misses, this is pretty much sealed already. It's half the map over, but it's getting more and more dangerous. Thailand need Indonesia to break. More than one person needs on the side of Indonesia to break. Even if the FC breaks here, it's still favor for them. But no, Acer 3 is gonna be the first one to break here. No FCs left on the side of Thailand. Only Chess here on the 500 combo with a bit of recovery combos. But look at the combos on Indonesia. They're completely stealing this away once again.
They broke one after another, and now they build one after another, but it's all eyes on this FC from Majiro McQueen. Can the FC be fulfilled? They're all taking turns with these maps on who's going to be the highlight reel, and Majiro McQueen looking to go it up now. 99% axe, second highest in the lobby, only second to his own teammate, as this final slider comes through and Bancho denies me glory just a little bit, and Majiro McQueen to close out the FC.
But just as you just when you said that it can get close, it's getting closer. 800,000 score difference again. It's not close at all. It seemed close a little bit, but then Thailand fell apart and Indonesia had once again this insane goal before Majiro McQueen with that FC on the Indo side. And once again, just it's not that Thailand is playing bad, it's Indonesia just going complete Super Saiyajin God mode. Incredible stuff here.
Yeah, the comfort there. The lowest score on the Indo side was the 676k, and even then the two scores most closest to it was only less than a 30k difference in comparison to Majiro's FC. That is such a massive team score for a map like that, the kind of team score that you see from those big name teams, those Germanys, those South Koreas of the world. And of course, when faced against one of them, you get shell shock. You get what happened last week with the USA Stomp. But Indo back and ready to play renewed life in this losers bracket. And now to pick once again, trying to get this match point and trying to close this out early is Indo with these strong performances.
Yeah, Indonesia here, just I don't know what to say about this. Like, whenever they're in the back further, they're like, okay, we just broke. Okay, let's see the rest of the map. Let's just, the pressure is gone, we can just see the rest of the map. It's so crazy just how well they're performing. It's so, like, if you're playing a lot of tournaments, it's so difficult to get these consistent 600 to 700,000 scores on maps, and everybody in the team is doing that. I'd be worried for the next team to meet Thailand, to meet Indonesia if Indonesia keeps going like this in this match. It's gonna be the Hard Rock 3 here for Indonesia, going to the Hard Rock. This makes sense to some extent. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're strong Nomad 14.
I don't know. They are strong Nomad 14, but this is also the most gamble map of this pool. Because the highest stack on this map when it was played in the last match was just about a 95. So very high velocity sliders, very much a lot of aim control patterns at this 170 BPM, and only a 1 minute and 30 seconds of length. Shortest map in this pool. So gonna be really tricky stuff for Indonesia. Normally this is the kind of pick that a team picks when they're back against the wall. This is the kind of pick that I would expect Thailand to pick next. But if they're feeling confident on it, they do presumably have the Hard Rock preference on their side with the free mod double HR, as well as the HR1 ban coming from Thailand. So that comfort looking to be the bread and butter and the way to victory on this point for Indo.
Yeah, it really is just a confidence pick, it seems like. Indonesia just feeling so good. I'd love to be like in their position. Like, they must be feeling so good. Every single map they're gapping. It's not getting close. It's not these like 50k or 100k finishes, not even the strongest 400k finishes. It's like 1,800,000 and stuff like that. So they must be feeling good to pick this.
Yeah, and even with that, the volatility, we'll see how it plays into their favor. Will we see any FCs on this? Is going to be an interesting question. They are 3 for 3 question mark on FCs. I believe Indo has had at least one FC on every map so far. So it's gonna be interesting to see if that streak stays true. But RNG Huzz by Azrolk is gonna be the play as Jen makes his debut into the lobby.
Yes, they had indeed, I believe, 3 FCs out of 4 maps, and that one not FC was like a very early break here in the beginning of the first map. So almost an FC. You could essentially call it an FC here. And now we are getting into Hard Rock 3. It is such a difficult, hard rock tech map. So difficult for so many players, but it seems like Indonesia just coming in with that confidence. Let's see how this one will go.
And in we go. This map pulls no punches. It's going to be starting off strongly immediately. Fuma as well, also making their debut into this match for the Hard Rock pick. First break coming out from him, matched by Chest. And immediately you're seeing the accuracies here. On the side of Thailand, the highest is going to be that 95 from Chest, but it's breaks all across the board. Triple breaks his artifacts. The only one to hold on, traded by Fuma, but triple FCs still being held on by Indonesia. And with how short the map is, it's already this 200k score lead, and Tiz Artifacts playing solo work right now.
Yeah, all of the players here, 3 FCs still on the side of Indonesia, only Fuma struggling here a little bit. And side of Thailand kinda not feeling good, no FCs left at all. Score difference already 500,000. This is gonna be a bloodfest, a slaughterhouse. Indonesia once again completely crushing Thailand on here. 1/4 of the map is left and no chance anymore. That noob guy does eventually fall, but still 2 FCs on the side of Indonesia. And look at the players, look at the scores they have got. They're so well versed. It's not always the same person FCing. It's not always the same person FCing, carrying. It's always a different person. How crazy is that?
Yeah, this time it was Salt and Honey with the 850k being the nail in the coffin, but such an incredibly strong pick there. 1.3 million lead for Indonesia on such a volatile map. A 0-0 miss and the 1 miss from Salt and Honey, top score. One
Look
miss from Fuma as well.
Ranks! Bees!
Yeah, that is a unfortunate head-to-head for Thailand there. A notable discomfort for them, but the 0-0 miss, 1 miss combo from Indo, incredibly strong stuff from them. Scores across all quarters of that margin.
Yeah, I would not want to be in the shoes of Thailand right now. They must be feeling devastated. Like, what are we gonna do against that? Some of us only get 150k or 200k, well, they get 850k, 700k. Like, oh my god, that might just be the biggest score difference in the entire round here. 1.8 million. Just let that sink in. That is so much. That is unbelievably much. Crazy stuff here. More than doubling the score on the Thai side, and Thailand just not feeling good at all. They picked the Nomad 2, the one map that they might have been favored and completely got crushed in it. They picked the Nomad 3, and you say that they might be a good pick for them, but Chess unfortunately just wasn't able to get it through. But it didn't matter because they also got crushed in it. It didn't matter if even if Chess had FC'd every single one of these maps, they would have still lost every single one of these maps. It's just this incredible teams play here from the side of Indonesia.
Yeah, Indo showing their versatility, showing their chops, even on some of their less strong maps. But Chess going for the Hail Mary. They double banned the tapping is Indonesia. So Thailand goes, okay, let's call that bluff. It's speed time with the 270 burst Storia.
Yes, no big stamina check here. I think they might be a little bit more worried about that stamina. And the DT3 is not stamina, the DT3 is pure speed, and these bursts are generally, if you can hit that speed, you can hit these bursts. So gonna be quite a shake-up, quite different from the last maps we've seen here. We've only seen like these hidden maps, these hard rock maps, more normal standard BPM or lower BPM maps, but this is finally some higher BPM, some real speed here. Could certainly be a plan, but I dare to say this plan might just be too late, even if it works out.
Yeah, but it's never a good feeling to get swept. We can always hope for one. 2 minutes 30 of 270 BPM is certainly a new look on this map. It's been aim control and reading for the most part from a map-to-map basis, but this being a different look may be a different story, as all 4 members of the Thailand squad are in. It's going to be Navalis hopping back in the lobby alongside those core members, Rs3, it's his artifacts. Awaiting those final 2 members for the team Indo, though, likely to be Rosemi, Lovelock, and maybe Mr. Tap.
Very possible.
It's going to be Fuma filling out that final spot, but Rosemi,
Yes.
Lovelock.
Yeah, Fuma, very strong speed player, very, possibly even the strongest speed player in their team. And we see Soma here hopping in for that map. Hasn't had much of a chance to prove himself throughout the tournament. Now has a big chance to help out in this sweep essentially here. Thailand's not lost yet. They still have a chance. They still have a chance to come back. This will be the biggest comeback, at least from my experience here ever, that I would have ever seen, especially with the score difference we've seen already on the previous maps. But don't count them out yet. It's not lost yet.
You are your most dangerous when your back is against the wall. The Hail Mary, the speed pick, the presumably, to everybody watching, final pick if Indo keeps on having their way. But Thailand looking to put an end to this point loss streak. Early accuracy lead on the side of Indo, but it's not going to matter with how long this map is. 2 minutes 30 of this raw speed.
Almost feels like this is the longest map they've played to this point. And first break is gonna be here on the side of Thailand. Still early on, does not matter that much, but the accuracy on their side does matters a lot more. 92% on the side of TZ Artifact, 90% on Navalos. That's not good for them. Every single person on the side of Indonesia out-acking by a substantial margin against Thailand. Especially with this early miss here from Navalos. Score is already 150,000 on their side. Chest also breaking. Navalos also breaking. It's only 2 FCs versus 4 FCs on the side of Indonesia.
Banjo.
Never mind. Okay. This time?
Well, maybe real that time? Okay,
Yeah.
Definitely real that time. But 200k early lead for Indo, and maybe a bait and switch in line. Oh, that's gonna be big. The big triple break from Majiro, Soma, and Rosemi Lovelock. It's that quote-unquote strongest speed player on the team, as you previously mentioned. It's Fuma, main combo there, but double FCs being held on for Thailand. The strength of those final players as Fuma drops the final FC, and with the score inflation that DT brings, so long as those 2 players hold on Thailand, the score lead is going to start coming back real quick.
Razor Free is gonna be missing. TZ Artifact still holding though, and that is what is important. The score going towards the side of Thailand, just on the back of the accuracy. Indonesia is still holding on to it. TZ Artifact has to hold on. He has no chance here that he can break. Despite that, look at the score, just not moving at all. And now TZ Artifact is gonna be breaking the accuracy advantage on the side of Indonesia on the recovering combos. Looking like it's gonna go towards their side once again. 1/4 of the map is over. Not even Banjo can handle it anymore.
Yeah, those recovery combos, by the time TZ Artifacts broke, it was matching his combo. He had no backup on the other members. The slider breaks, unfortunately, striking out many a player. Chess still holding on to an S rank right now, but Buzz Sliders and Speed Maps name a better devilish duo to take out the Thailand team with this consistency on Fuma as well. Highest score in the lobby to be matched quite shortly as Indo close out the match. Just about 280k left. There's a recovery on Rs3, but nowhere else as the map ends. And that was the closest one, but not going to be enough for a point on Thailand's side as Indo closes out the sweep.
Yeah, GG, absolute insane stuff here. Thailand almost had it back here, unfortunately. TZ Artifact, Acer Tree. They just couldn't pull it through. Acer Tree with that S rank. TZ Artifact with that 970 combat. Look at his accuracy. It's just so painful, just losing immediately 150,000 points seemingly from this accuracy. And of course, it was still not enough from his back alone, but there was a chance. I saw a light at the end of the tunnel, but unfortunately was not able to get here towards the end. And Indonesia, as you said, just sweeping Thailand with some incredible fashion. I don't know. Other teams might be looking at this and start to be a little bit worried about this.
Yeah, it's scary looks. Indonesia, ever consistent in this losers bracket. Looking to see them matched up in the near future. If I were to look at the challenge real quick, is going to be the winner of United Kingdom versus Norway, happening sometime in these coming days. Prepare for those matches. But this is the final match for our Friday block. We'll be seeing you later on tomorrow for our continued coverage of 4WC. But before we leave you off, be sure to check out that ! donate to donate to the 4-Digit World Cup. That will go directly into the prize pool for the tournament and helping out with customs and things like that. But that has been it for me and Flo. We hope to see you there tomorrow for continued coverage, and have a good one, everyone.